I've said this before, but it bears repeating. It must absolutely be just exhausting to be a social justice warrior progressive, to have to constantly kiss rings. And you can't disagree with anyone from any protected group on anything. Otherwise, you'll break the rules of conduct as it relates to sexism and racism and homophobia and dozens and dozens and dozens of other things that are deemed entirely offensive by Democrats and progressives. Just never ends. Literally, progressives should always have a sensitivity advisor on staff to help navigate the map of how to appropriately tiptoe. Although it is amusing to us normal folks when we get to see it play out. Case in point, Cynthia Nixon, she's the Velma of the Sex and the City group, right, with the Sarah Jessica Parker and all that. Well, she's running for governor of New York. She played a lawyer on that particular HBO series, so now she thought, well, you know, I could parlay that into actual politics. And she's sparring with Governor Andrew Cuomo over air conditioning. I'm not kidding you. I love seeing these two social justice warriors duke it out. Nixon wants the thermostat at their debate to be set at 76 degrees, which is ridiculous. I'm a woman. That's ridiculous. This is America. 76 degrees is an insult to the existence of central cooling. Cuomo, on the other hand, he wants it set at what some are calling Arctic temperatures. He likes it colder. So how does the Nixon campaign respond? I mean, do they try to understand as to why it needs to be so cold? If you're having a debate and you have tons of lights, do you know how hot it gets on stage? Do you know how hot it gets in this room that I am in currently with the lighting and everything else? It gets super hot. I have to keep things a little chilly in here just so I don't sweat to death. That's how it works. Just so people, when they're on stage, maybe you're chilly in your seat, but those individuals that are on stage with the lights on them, I guarantee you that they are not. So instead of understanding how this entire process works, how did the Cynthia Nixon campaign respond? Well, it's sexism. And I'm not even defending Cuomo, because it probably is. But it's sexism, she says. Nixon's strategist said of Airgate in an email obtained by the New York Times that the air conditioning in most offices and workplaces are, quote, notoriously sexist when it comes to room temperature. I'm tired just reading that. Oh my gosh, how much energy do you all use being outraged every single day? I'll tell you something. When I was younger, there are two things that I learned that I could not touch: air conditioning and the remote control. The air conditioning was the domain of my stepfather. You don't touch the air conditioning. I don't know if you realize this, but in most homes today, there is a sensor on the thermostat. And when you get near it, especially if you're a teenage girl, you look at it, you like hover by it too long, that immediately sends an alert to the phone of the husband or the father or the grandfather in the room, and they immediately have to respond to that change in climate. They have to deal with it. I don't know if y'all knew this, but that's an actual real thing. Like every house has, it's like part of a club. Every house has it. That's why whenever you touch the thermostat, dads know, husbands know, grandpas know, because they're entirely way too sensitive to climate readings. That being said, when you do television and when you do public speaking and when you're doing debates, you cannot, 76 is too warm. I say this as a woman that has her thermostat set at 70 degrees. I keep it at 70 degrees. Maybe I'll go one lower. I don't go higher than 70 degrees. 76 is insane. What in the world is wrong with you that you need to have everyone sweating to death? 76 with the lighting and everyone else in the room and the media, that's too much. Stop. And it's not sexist. It's not sexist that everyone should just be comfortable. It's not sexist if a room is cold. Oh my gosh. Not everything is sexist. Not everything is something-ist. Stop trying to find some identity politic judgment in every single thing in the world. My word, how do these people go throughout their day? Can they even go to the grocery store without being triggered over something? I don't know where y'all get all that energy, but stop. 76 is horrible. That is way too much.